Hola amigos, bien o no, y saludos desde Inglaterra. El tema de hoy es, si tú vas a hacer este video, ¿de qué vas a hablar? ¿Cuáles son el tema de tú quieres hablar? Ese es el tema de hoy. Pero tú puedes preguntarme, ¿pero por qué? Tú pregúntasme, ¿cuál es el tema? Ese es porque si nosotros pensar en cuáles son las cosas, las dificultades que nosotros tenemos que necesitas resolver para mejorar nuestro progreso en nuestro viaje lingüístico, para decir, es ayudarnos para reenfocar con cosas que es más relevante para nosotros. Esa es la idea. So, hello again from England. Truly terrible weather today. A storm of very windy, very rainy. Much better to be inside. But the theme of today really is to ask you a kind of a question. If you were going to be doing this video, what would be the theme you would choose to talk about? We think about, problems with how we're trying to learn our language, things we've had to overcome, how we've managed to get past these problems, things that have helped us. What would be the theme you would take? But why think about that? Well, it's another way of looking at things differently to help you, one, stay enthusiastic about the process. Finding a different way to look at something can open up different ideas for you. You see things in a new way, literally brings more energy to it. Like, oh, okay, I haven't thought about it that way before. And maybe then that will give you a new solution to a problem perhaps you've been a bit stuck on. And it's also a way for you to really identify clearly what are the things in the language learning that you're having problems with. Because sometimes you might think, well, why is it that thing is difficult for me? Is it that I haven't understood it at all? Or is it I'm not practicing enough? Am I practicing in the wrong way so that the practice I'm doing will not get me any better at that thing I need to improve? So if you're reading for vocabulary, for instance, that might not be improving your pronunciation. And likewise, if you're only speaking but you're not looking at expanding the vocabulary, that again is not necessarily going to improve unless you find some kind of balance. So it's thinking about this in a different way. I'll give you an analogy, see if this makes any better sense. The other day I had to go and do some shopping after work, and because the weather was bad I went to the supermarket nearest where I work, which is not the one I normally shop in. So I'm presented with the normal list I have, so I know the things I'm looking for, but it's in a completely different layout. I couldn't find things. So I've had to go up and down all the different aisles in the supermarket trying to find the things that are on my list. And in my normal supermarket, I can find really quickly because I know where they are. So just by changing the way you approach the problem, in my case, getting lost walking around the supermarket, you find new things. That's kind of the idea. It's like, look, never seen that before, didn't know I needed that. So the more you think about what's not working or what is working and think about why, it gets you into thinking more about what progress you have made, why these things have worked for you, what things have not worked so well. And kind of in the way that I try and share this with you all here on the videos, it's a combination of things I've tried with some of my students that we've found successful, things that I've found helpful when I'm trying to learn and improve my own Spanish. All of these things I think hopefully fit together a bit like a jigsaw, and eventually in combinations of different things we're able to improve our language learning because it's a longer process, but not lose enthusiasm and still find it interesting. So that's the challenge. Look at where you've got so far and think about, if you had to present one of these videos, what would you talk about? Think about why. Why would you talk about that and not something else? That's the challenge for today. So with that happy thought, déjame saber en los comentarios, como siempre. But for now, we'll say cheerio.